Most people don't realize how much their personal information is being bought and sold every day. Data brokers are making billions, pulling details about you from public records and the internet, and then packaging and selling it, usually without your consent. That's how your information lands in the hands of scammers, spammers, even stalkers. It's why you get endless robocalls and why ads seem to follow you everywhere. That's where Aura comes in. Aura actively removes your data from broker sites and keeps it off. They also instantly alert you if your information shows up in a breach or on the dark web. But Aura goes beyond data protection. With one app, you get a VPN, antivirus, password manager, spam call protection, dark web monitoring, and even up to $5 million in identity theft insurance. All backed by 24/7 US-based fraud support. Other companies might sell just credit monitoring or just a VPN. Aura gives you all of it, together, at the same price competitors charge for just one service. Start your free trial today at aura.com/remove. Protect yourself now at aura.com/remove.
Welcome to Tunnel Talk, a No Facts, All Feelings wrestling podcast on the Social Suplex Network. I'm Allie.
I'm Ann.
And I'm Leah.
How are my beautiful girls doing this week?
Better today than yesterday. How are you doing?
Way better today than yesterday. You guys you can't tell this just from the tenor of our voices, but we usually record on Thursday. We're recording on Friday because yesterday, mid-afternoon, I messaged the girls and I said, is it possible for us to move recording? I am ill. I'm so sick. I can't think straight. I told them before this recording that I think if we'd had to record, I would have just showed up and started crying. So, got a little bronchitis or something. But yesterday I was very unwell. Today I'm just pretty unwell, but much better. There's actually a huge distance between those. And Anne, you also were not feeling that well yesterday.
Yeah, my dog had been having some gastrointestinal distress overnight, and so she woke me up kind of every hour on the hour for a while, so I was not really thriving. So it was a little bit of a reprieve.
It's fun to think about who we might have been on that episode. Could have been a crazy one.
I think it might have been weird vibes, honestly, because I had to go to my friend's house, who are saying goodbye to their dog.
Oh my god!
And we all held hands and said our favorite memories, and we cried together, and it was a really beautiful time. But if I then had to go home from that and come to you guys and laugh about wrestling, I think it would have been a little weird. Yeah,
I think it might have been either our worst podcast ever or our best podcast ever.
Best.
Probably,
yeah.
That's crazy.
I do like the idea of people listening to it and just being like, something wasn't right there. I don't know exactly what.
Well, honestly, when you said you can't tell from our tone, but it's Friday, I was like, Allie, they'll be able to tell.
I also had that thought. I was like, I think there's a Friday.
Yeah, they can tell it's
Friday. Gotta get down on Friday.
I still get that in my head like all the time.
Yeah,
it's like, how many years ago was that?
Oh, in a lot of years.
A lot of years ago. It's like, that is not a current reference.
But that's what happens when you make an iconic song. I mean, like, Wake Me Up Before You Go isn't a current reference, but we all still know it.
So true. Yeah, and I'm sure Gen Z is rocking out to Gotta Get Down on Friday.
I kind of hope they are. I mean, Rebecca Black has had like a second life as a
TikTok
queer TikTok influencer.
Wow.
Yeah.
DJ. Yeah. So it's like,
huh.
yeah, I love she's fun. She looks a lot like what's her face from Don't Trust the Bee in Apartment 23.
Oh, yeah. I can see that.
Yeah, I think they look very similar, unless I'm swapping their pictures in my head, but
what a strange experience to have had as a teen, you know?
I know, yeah.
And weirdly, I think she seems pretty level-headed. Like, she doesn't seem that fucked up by it. Like, she definitely is like, this was a weird time in my life. But like, she's pretty normal, all things considered.
I did see an interview with Tina Fey where she was like, because her older daughter is like, I don't know, like a late teens probably, but she was like, I heard her talking to like another kid and she was like, I was a meme once, and the other kid was like, I was too, and it was like, okay, that is really weird. But her daughter was kind of in an iconic meme, so I mean, wouldn't it be real proud of.
Which
What was her
meme
daughter in?
Yeah.
She was just like striding really confidently, like next to Tina Fey in a paparazzi picture, and it like really went all over the internet. I'll see if I can find it.
I'm sure when you send it to me, I'll be like, oh yes, of course, but it's not
because
coming.
I also was like, what? Like I don't remember this meme, and then as soon as I saw it, I was like, oh yeah, I do.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's you know what, Allie? I can't get into all that right now. But it was actually I do have to. It's the Star Wars kid meme, and then then they referenced it on Arrested Development, right? Because they had Michael. Yeah, that's right. Okay. Good.
Here's Tina Fey's daughter meme. I found
Let's check out Tina Fey's daughter meme. Let's check out Tina Fey's daughter meme.
I don't think I ever saw that.
Oh really?
Yeah.
No, neither did I.
It's so funny.
She's obsessed with her.
6 years old, and she's like just doing a funny walk, but it's like so hilariously confident.
Dude, she's the coolest kid in the world.
Yeah.
That is really cool.
I love that. Now, why are we talking about this? Can someone take
Friday, because you were singing Friday.
Friday. Got to get down on Friday. Yeah, it's Friday. It's better that we're here today than that we been here yesterday, probably. So I think that gives you a sense of where everybody's coming from. Leah, Leah, it's 'tis the season of happiness. It's Leah's week to be happy. Leah, are you prepared to share something that's been making you happy?
No.
No, that's not an answer you can have. That's not that's not an available answer.
And the look on her face when you called on her.
She got reminded earlier. So.
It was like she's a kid in the back of the class, and she's so unhappy.
No.
And Anne told me I was going to get to cheat off her paper, and then at the last second, she yanked it away.
There's a valuable lesson there about
trusting,
honesty.
trusting.
No, about trusting yourself.
Do you want me to put my happiness file for you in the chat, and then you can choose one?
I think it's just going to say farting.
No, it doesn't. There's 3 other things in there.
No. If you guys hear any,
I do love blue Slurpees.
I just saw something about the chicks. I can't get into it because I don't remember all the details, but you got to go look at their Instagram. They're doing something fun, social media wise.
Ooh, I will do that.
Yeah,
go
check it out.
I have a cop-out one, but it's going to turn into a conversation I think you guys are going to enjoy, so you won't get that mad at me.
No, good.
What's making me happy is the Libby app, because I like taking books out from the library. I've been taking a lot of long walks and long runs, and I've gotten into actually listening to audiobooks, because when you listen to podcasts, there's ads, and there's nothing worse than exercising while trapped by an ad. So I've been doing a lot of like audiobook listening, which is, can get very expensive if you're fucking trying to buy them.
Yeah,
true.
And so the audiobook I've been listening to for the past 3 weeks, and we told you we would do this like a week later and did not. I've been listening to Yesteryear, and we highly disagreed. I loved it.
Oh,
Did you?
wow.
Did you end up finishing it?
Yeah, I didn't like it at all. I thought it was really crazy.
It was crazy. So I think the tense thing that you were clocking didn't twig for me via audiobook, because I think your brain just really like corrects for it when you're listening to somebody say it out loud. And then I think at the end I was like, oh, so like I think the tense stuff was intentional.
Well, the tense thing was what Allie didn't like.
Yeah, that's what I noticed.
Yeah. Oh. My thing was like a lot of weird sloppy stuff, like the father-in-law is running for his 8th term in the Senate, but he's 55. And this woman has like a podcast about politics. Like a Senate term is 6 years long. It's not 2 years long. That's 48 years in the Senate for a 55-year-old. And like, there's a bunch of just weird stuff like that that's wrong. And then actually the thing that really bothered me was just because I grew up like conservative religious, and all of the signifiers for that are like way wrong. Like she never specifies what religion the person is.
It's true, she doesn't.
Because none of it makes any sense. Like she's clearly like not a religious person writing about someone whose religion is very important to them. But like, so it's like someone who like wears a prairie dress. Like she has all these like Duggar types, like signifiers. But she's like, she's not Mormon because like there's a lot of alcohol. She's not fundamentalist because there's a lot of alcohol. Yeah. Like not a Baptist, like. So it's like if you're drinking, you're like a trad cath, maybe? I don't even know the signifiers for trad caths. But it's just like all these things like don't hang together at all. And I thought like the motivations for her being like a trad wife, if you don't understand the religious part just like don't make any sense at all. Because it's like she never goes to church, like there's no community, but she's always doing stuff she doesn't want to do. And it's like the only reason you do that is if you're in a community, you know? Like,
That's fair enough. That's fair enough. I think that didn't twig me just because I didn't like really grow up in like any kind of like, I mean, I grew up
Cath.
Oh yeah, I grew up cafeteria Catholic, so like having someone constantly be like, "Yeah, I'm Christian,"
right?
It was like real to me, where I'm like, "Yeah, of course you could say that without having any signifiers in your life." But I don't know. I think how crazy she was really worked for me out of audiobook. And then I was like, the end twist, I just finished it today. So I was like, spent the last 10 minutes actually like in silence because I finished it like 10 minutes before the end of my walk. And I was like, do I like that twist? And I literally couldn't figure it out. And then I was like reading Goodreads reviews afterwards. And someone who didn't like it was like, I thought that it was going to be a systematic critique of influencer culture, but then it was just like about individual pathology. And I was like, I think that's kind of right, that like the first 3/4 of the book is one thing and then the twist is it's another thing. But I don't know that I hated that, but it was very compelling, especially by audiobook, to be honest, because I just didn't notice a lot of stuff. But I don't know, I thought I got to the very, very end, like, excited to be like, what the fuck is going on here?
Yeah, it's cool. Like, I mean, I finished it, so it's like I didn't hate it that much, I guess. I think I just found it very, like, because, like, I'm sensitive to, like, the nuances of exactly, like, how fundamentalist you are. I was just like, this is a person writing a book about a religious person who has, like, but she has no interest in religion and has done, like, clearly no research.
I think she literally just wanted to write about influencers. But like, it's like you couldn't write a fashion influencer who had the same kind of experience. So I think that's why she chose that way. But like, you're right. I think it needed I almost said a sensitivity read by a
honestly.
I
was like, it's not offensive, but it's like, it's wrong. And and I feel like also, then I was thinking about it more because I was like, I feel like you really need to, like, get in there and, like, empathize with the person. But I was like, is this, like, a fundamentally judgmental premise, though, where it's, like, trad wife influencer is, like, gone back in time to, like, the 1800s. So, like, kind of discovers, like, how, you know, it's, like, almost like a comeuppance type premise. So it's, like, is it possible, which I'm kind of interested in, like, could you write a more empathetic book about it? I don't know.
Yeah.
I think I mean, I still haven't read it, but I think you can write an empathetic book about pretty much anything, you know? It's like...
Yeah, it's just like, I don't know, the way it's set up, and like there's weird sex stuff too, where I was like, I feel like this is like a little bit like judgmental.
Yeah, there's certainly, there a lot of the book is her being incredibly hypocritical without like knowing she's being hypocritical, and that's fine. But there's a number of parts where she, especially in the beginning when she's in college, where she interacts with like liberal people who are behaving as the worst caricature of like liberals. So then you're just sort of like, now why are you making a point to be like, she's right to have this worldview when you've also spent a lot of time being like, she's wrong to have this worldview. So I don't know that entirely hung together. I definitely did twig on that.
Like, I ended up reading a bunch of interviews with her because I was like, what's her religious deal? And she did like grow up cafeteria, like Catholic basically. But like, it was interesting because she was like, oh, I came out of writing it feeling much more like, oh, the character's right. Like, she's right that like liberal women or whatever. But I also felt like all of the critiques that the character had of like liberal women being like, oh, they're in the workforce and like men are getting raises over them. And like, why do they bother? They're just getting like smacked down by sexism in the workplace. And I was like, a right-wing woman does not think that. That's what a left-wing woman thinks about like the workplace. You know, it's like a right-wing woman doesn't think sexism is a thing, you know, or if it is, it's like justified. So,
right.
Like, yeah, I don't know. It was interesting. Like, yeah, I think as like just kind of like a thriller, like it definitely moves you along for sure. But yeah, I found it frustrating.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know why you thought that you were going to get in trouble for that one, Lee. I don't know why you
loved
because
Yeah.
it wasn't making me happy. I just wanted to.
It is true that Libby is making you happy, and I think that's very right. And actually, it sounds like the book made you happy too. Honestly, sounds like you had a good time thinking about it, and it accompanied you on your walks. And an audiobook is a wonderful thing. I've also been listening to a lot of them while moving. And
the last time I moved, I think I listened to, because I couldn't meet any new people. So like I was like, what is a like easily available audiobook that I haven't listened to recently, but I know so well that it won't feel like meeting a new person. And I think that's when I listened to the audiobook version of every single Diana Wynne Jones book.
That's what I've been doing.
Yeah.
Nice.
She's incredibly comforting for moving.
Yeah.
She's really, really good. Yeah. Especially because like I know them so well, but also she had a gift even for writing books where it's like, even when I know them really well, sometimes I'm re-listening and just being like, oh my God, right. That's the twist. I forgot. Okay. Well, that was really good. Leah. Round of applause for Leah. She did a really good job.
Thank God. Another week down.
Someday she'll be allowed to be unhappy again, and won't that be an exciting day for her? She's covering her camera right now.
So I'm at my parents' house, and so I'm using my laptop camera for the first time in a while because I'm usually hooked up to my monitor and my like webcam, and I keep having this like spot of like blurriness on my face, and it's freaking me out because I keep thinking it's like a Doctor Who villain where like my face is getting deleted, and it's like I'm finding it really distracting. So I just grabbed like a piece of cloth and tried to wipe the camera and see if that helps.
She got your nose herself. Okay, well, we'll let her focus on that. I'm going to let you guys know that we have one little bit of pod business, which is that we will be on vacation the week. So there won't be an episode of this podcast on Sunday, August 2nd, which is the week after Redemption, right? Yeah. So we'll be off. We've got stuff going on. And so that's all. We'll remind you next week, but sorry about that. But we'll be off that week. So that's the whole thing.
And I'll be honest with you, listeners, I think we're going to skip Redemption. It's going to be so sexy.
Tony Khan, just hasn't gotten us at all interested in it. No. So, and I don't even think he's really trying, to be honest.
Nope.
Watch. We're gonna get back from.
I was just going to say, it's a real, like, I made a pay-per-view so that Kenny could get the belt, but then I gave Kenny the belt 3 weeks early, and now I don't know what to do with this pay-per-view.
Should have given Kenny the belt 3 months early. I mean, I know.
He should have taken it off Darby, and we would solve all our problems.
Dude, Jesus.
I mean, it's fine. It's all fine, but it's like, I can't get mad about this, but I'm like, I'm sorry, Kenny's only pay-per-view defense that he's going to be successful is Kevin Knight.
It's crazy. It's literally crazy. Like, Kenny having a 1 month reign is just bananas, but whatever.
It doesn't, and to have, well, we're just about to get into this whole topic anyway, so it's like, whatever, but it's just like, and so for what? So that MJF could have that stupid fucking reign? No. Don't even start with me. Whatever. Anyway, so we'll be on vacation and we might not even watch Redemption. That's our business. You never need to know you'll never know what we do. You'll never know. And then the other thing that I have before we get down to what's actually going on this week, but it is a little self-indulgent, so I don't even have to do it. But I did go to Brawl in the Ballpark here in Minneapolis, which I meant to say that I was going to do on the podcast we recorded before it, but then somehow it didn't come up. I think because, and I thought this was weird, they didn't advertise it at all on the show.
That's so weird.
It was very weird.
So it's like, it just didn't occur to me that it was actually happening. But I went with friends of pod, Anna and Josh, and it was really fun. I hadn't been to, I think I maybe have never been to a Major League Baseball game ever. I think I maybe had only been to minor league games growing up. But also, I think probably the Major League Baseball situation has changed a lot in recent years. They're doing a lot of light show stuff there now. Like, they're really limiting how long they're allowed to fuck around on the field, and they're doing a lot of light show stuff. So it was pretty fun, honestly. And I think a lot of people like didn't really know that there was going to be wrestling stuff at the game, and then we're like, yeah, sure, I'll stick around and watch the wrestling. So it was like a really funny vibe after the Twins game was over of just like definitely a lot of people there who were like, I'm only here for the wrestling. Like we actually did, when we got to our seats, they were being sat in by three men in one in a CM Punk shirt. And we had to be like, you must move. And I couldn't even openly be like, typical, pretty typical, am I right? And then they just spent the entire game, and it's like, God love them. I hope they had a wonderful time, and I hope they loved the wrestling, but they moved down the row, and they sat with a seat between each of them in silence for the entire baseball game.
Why? This is what I don't understand. Why would a CM Punk fan put in the effort to come to Brawl in the Park? Because it wasn't even like FTR was there, or some like flunky.
To watch OC versus Yuta, the CM Punk fans hate that.
I guess it just goes to show that actually many fans are a rich tapestry, and loving CM Punk does not prevent you from loving much of what AEW has to offer as well. And
so
again,
they didn't speak to each other?
No, they didn't talk to each other. And that was the thing that I was like, I think it's totally makes sense. You don't want to watch a ball. I don't even really want to watch a ball game, although I had a pretty fun time. I had a good time.
Yeah.
Honestly, going to a baseball game is pretty fun. Watching it on TV is nonsense, but going is pretty fun.
Well, we did have, like, it was the best. Actually, I completely forgot until this moment that this happened. It was the best thing that's ever happened to me at any sports event that I've been to, which is not that many. But the section straight across from us, I don't know how this started, but a couple of guys were like, we're going to take our tops off and we want to get on TV bad. Like, we need to be on camera. And then somehow they just like added people around them. So there was like a little crew of them that were like, we're the topless guys and we're trying to get on TV. And I don't know what pheromonally was going on in the stadium, but after a little bit, like, every other man at the ballpark looked over and was like, I gotta be a part of this. So they all just started going over there, and you could watch. It was like watching ants, basically. You were watching little like ants like walk up into the section and then find a place. And I don't know where the people who actually had those seats ended up, but they clearly were just like, I don't know that I'm supposed to be a part of this. So they went somewhere else, and just every man was like to his wife, to his girlfriend, to his daughter. He said, I'm sorry, I have to be with the shirtless men. It ended up being, I have a bunch of pictures of it. It ended up being like that whole section. They just had no shirts on. They were whipping their shirts around to be like, I love not having it on. And they occasionally did make it onto screen, but honestly, like, less than you would think. Like, it felt like they were like, we really shouldn't be rewarding this kind of. So that was pretty wonderful.
That's amazing. That's one of those, like, wow, human beings. You love to watch them. To watch them do their weird stuff.
The most interesting animal in the world.
Seriously.
But then the actual Brawl in the Ballpark stuff afterwards was like really fun because everyone just went over to the ring, so it was just like a kind of a cram fest over there. But we were up in the stands near a bunch of people who clearly had never watched wrestling before, so they were saying it was so fun to listen to people saying all the classic things like, is he hitting for real? And there were a bunch of kids who clearly were just like, I want to stay and watch wrestling, and their parents were like, so I guess so.
I would love to watch wrestling with just a crowd of people who didn't know wrestling was going to be there, had never seen it before, were just like, look at the freaks. Yeah,
dude, it rocked.
I'll stay for the freak show.
It rocked. And Tony Khan came out twice looking just eyes so big, and just in his little way being like, how many of you have ever even seen wrestling before? So that's how I like really knew, because it was like like half the crowd was like, no. My favorite thing that got said near us, though, to be honest, was that at one point, like, some guy who said a bunch of stuff, like, clearly was like, I've never watched wrestling. At one point, he just goes, dude, to his friend, he goes, dude, like, literally, like, all the twins are, like, asleep by now. I was like, that's how I feel too, except in a slightly different tone. I was pretty tired at the time. I was like, God, I wish that were me. But I was having a blast. So I thought it was a great event.
He was sad for the twins who were missing.
Kind of, yeah. Like he sounded like he wished the twins were there.
They would love this. Yeah.
That was also the vibe of like every employee in the stadium. Like their vibe was kind of like, I also didn't know this was happening and I could leave now, but I don't know, I might just stand around and I guess just watch the wrestling. So it was fun. They should do it more and they should advertise it more next time.
Yeah.
So that's my special report.
I love it. I couldn't believe they did like a OC Yuta match.
I know.
There. That's like plot heavy, but
I know they didn't really do it as a plot heavy match, but I also felt like this is for the real ones. This is, and it was like I had a funny energy about it because nothing about the way they presented it was like, this is a big deal. And I was like, this is actually a huge deal because OC is his mentor and his father. Yeah. So it's actually a really big deal. To Anna and Josh, who were like, okay, I guess. But I ended up really liking, it'll come up later in the show, like some people that I usually don't like, I'm like, you did a really good job. You really did a wonderful job. All right. So that's my special report. Shall we get down to business?
Love it.
Yeah.
Okay, this week's Dynamite opened with a little booty boot camp sesh, which Mox shut down in order to deliver a couple of pep talks. So he gave one to Danny Garcia and Yuta, who were scheduled to challenge Chris and Christian for the tag team bouts. And then he gave one to Will Ospreay, who I think wasn't scheduled to do anything except talk to Kenny, but Mox knew that was going to be hard for him. So he just wanted to give him a little extra something. And he just kind of sat down and gave him this speech. I found the whole thing a little confusing. I think maybe we're all in a moment where it's like, now what are we doing here? Because he said, you won the tournament. The hard part's done. Your neck is strong. Your neck is strong. But you earned this. You earned this. There will come a time in your life when you'll have to make some hard decisions. This, your dream, is not a hard decision. This is simple. When you get your shot, you don't hesitate. You pull the trigger, no matter who the target is. So what are the hard decisions that you will have to make? Are those going to be plot relevant?
I know. This was very like, do you mean like he'll have to turn on you at some point? Because I feel like you should be aware of that probably. I don't know. It was like very erotically charged, which I liked. But it is at the point with the storyline where you're like, yeah, so I feel like we should have a better sense of where we're going.
I need them to signal that they know what they're doing because we're at the point where it's like, it's not unsavable, like they still could like do something that I'm like, yes, this is killing it.
Totally.
But I am getting nervous. And so I'm like, could you just give me some
Blink
kind of...
twice.
Yeah.
Blink twice if you're like, no, we really
We're
know
cooking.
what.
Yeah.
We're all very clear on our motivations. That's all I want to know. I don't feel confident about that right now.
Right. Like, just... We're clear on whether we think Mox's relationship with Ospreay is good for Ospreay or bad for Ospreay. I'd love it if that felt like they knew.
And that's the thing that it feels like nobody knows. I mean, it's like now we're at a point, this is going to come up later, we're at a point where it feels like the question of whether or not, actually, I don't even know if it is going to come up later because I don't think I put it in the schedule, but we all watched that, the Death Riders on Collision. And Leah, you were going to bring this up anywhere. Tony and Nigel having their little spat, basically about this issue.
Yeah, it was the most insane little spat. Thank you, Chai Moth Boy, for clipping this because I was like losing it. Where all of a sudden Tony was like, "And Nigel, you once asked me why does fans cheer for Mox?" And I think it's because of how he talks. And I think Tony was like trying to make the point that like Mox, like when he tells you what he's doing, he explains it in a way that you're like, totally justified. And Nigel, outraged, was like, so you're saying what he does is fine? And Tony's like, no, just like the way he explains it. And Nigel goes, so if a murderer explained himself, you would think that was okay?
Maybe.
And Nigel goes, yeah, because then he would go to jail. And I was like, what? And then the two of them were silent for a minute. And the vibe was just sort of like, I don't even know what we're arguing about anymore.
And Nigel did say, he was like, so I guess I think that we should judge people by their actions and not just by their words. And it was like, okay, one of you is sleeping on the couch tonight for sure.
Didn't Nigel also say, like, Tony, I wish you would think before you speak once in a while? It's just like, wow, okay. Also, isn't Nigel the heel commentator? I was very like, what's happening?
I was like, Taz would never do this. Taz would never do this.
Not in a million years.
But it made textual. Sometimes I wonder like how much I should read into commentary, but I guess I always assume I'm like, I don't know. I think you guys have been briefed to a certain extent on what you should talk about. So I guess I always assume I should read something into it, but it's like, so it feels textual that like I should be thinking about what Mox's morality and like whether or not he good or bad. And it is true, like in some segments he and the Death Riders will do things that definitely are good, but then in other segments they're very aligned with the dogs, which you also keep talking about. You won't stop talking to me about how aligned they are with the dogs. And it's like the dogs aren't good for sure, like, you know.
Yeah.
So just a lot of questions in there, and a lot of questions that were just playing in my head during this particular segment where I thought, frankly, Will Ospreay, I don't know why you need a pep talk right now, and I don't know why this is the pep talk that you need. Like, that's like, stay on target, stay on track. Mox did also, though, say early on in this segment, he said to all of them, quit playing grab ass. And that I really liked.
Yeah.
I mean, I really liked all of it. You know, it's just like, is it? I went down this whole road during this where I was like, what are the three? Like, I was like, how could we describe like the things that a wrestling segment can be? And I was like, okay, it can be erotic, it can be entertaining, and it can be intelligible. And
true.
There are a number of combinations of this that work, right? Like erotic and entertaining, but not intelligible is fine in its own way. Erotic and intelligible will absolutely be entertaining, kind of. So it's like that one is definitely all three. Intelligible and entertaining. Sometimes some things aren't erotic. You know, it's like there's combinations that work. Sometimes if you only have one of them, that's a little harder. Now you might say, like, did you figure out what this was? No. I guess just erotic and entertaining. I think erotic and entertaining, but maybe not intelligible.
Yeah, and the not intelligible part, like, it matters more at parts of the story than at others. Like, it was fine with me that it was erotic and entertaining in April, but now it needs to start becoming intelligible. And
at a certain point, you want intelligibility to kick in.
Yeah.
And on the question of whether Mox is a face or a heel, what would you classify the statement, I don't believe in altitude. I think it's for weak people. Now, do you think that's a heel thing to say?
I guess I kind of think that's the opinion of a madman.
I would really love it if Mox was like, okay, I'm going full cult leader. I'm just going to start saying more and more deranged things. Like, I think that would be a great trajectory. I'm not sure that's the trajectory he's on, but I don't believe in high altitude. That's what people who are bad at cardio say. I mean, that's wonderful. Keith Raniere would, of course, say that.
It's a perfect thing to say, for sure. Yeah. I mean, I sympathize because one of my deepest held beliefs is that food poisoning isn't real, and it's a thing that people say to get out of work.
And that's not right. And honey, that's not right.
Because no one will ever ask you any follow-up questions. So it's the perfect excuse, and that's why people pretend it's common.
The worst thing about Mox maybe not doing a cult leader gimmick on purpose is that they'll never do, like, what would have been so fun is to eventually do like a NXIVM documentary, like mockumentary about Mox that's just like people being like, and he just had this way about him. And also it would be great if he was just saying, like, increasingly, like, people are nodding along, they're just like, yes, and the violence is important and blah blah blah. And what do you mean about that altitude thing? That is striking me as like, now that makes me pause, because you said a lot of stuff that I thought sounded really right, but then the altitude thing, I'm just not totally sure. And Mox is like, shh, come play volleyball. Come play volleyball
at midnight. You don't need to sleep. Sleep is weakness leaving the body.
And ideally, you'd want someone who, like, fully recovered, like, maybe not Ospreay, but like maybe like Yuta or somebody who is like left Mox, who's like being interviewed, and like the interviewers kind of be like, maybe it's Renee. Well, I don't know, because Renee's
Maybe it's Renee.
maybe it's Renee. Just being like, now he said a lot of stuff to you. Like, why did you believe it? And you to just helplessly being like, sometimes when he says stuff, the way he says it, you're just like, yeah.
Yeah.
In the
Hypnotized.
moment, it seemed so self-evident. But then when I went away, I couldn't find any of that evidence. The self kind. It wasn't there. Well, we'll see how it goes. Anyway, later in the show, Kenny, our new men's world champion, came out for a red carpet in-ring celebration. He was joined by the Young Bucks. So now they're your friends?
Oh, they're allowed to be there.
Nakazawa. Michael's kicked out of the ring.
Michael's not here. The Young Bucks are allowed here.
Nakazawa in the dirt. Also, the Young Bucks being like, yeah, we watched it. And I was like, you weren't there. Kenny told us you weren't there.
No, like, everyone is lying to me all the time at this promotion. But Matt cut a brief little promo about how he's really proud of Kenny. Kenny really had dressed up too, so it was a real like parents on prom night vibe.
Yeah, his suit, like, look, it fit him. It was incredible.
Really normal. Yeah.
The Young Bucks could not give off less like proud of their young adult son. Like, honestly, it was like the most, like, Matt just kept being like, and look at you graduated high school, you got good grades, and I know how hard it was for you. I know how much you got bullied in school. It was so hard.
You got bullied. Kenny's like, I didn't get bullied. Matt's like, that's right, you never noticed. That's right, you never even noticed. I'm so proud of you for not even noticing that you did get bullied all through school every single year. Yes.
Matt constantly driving Kenny in the minivan with kids that were just like being so mean to him and being like, my child is being bullied within an inch of his life. Kenny didn't hear it.
Kenny said, I don't care. I actually don't even care. I'm so proud of you, my sweet boy. And then they said that the one thing about this belt really pisses me off, and it was the Triple B. And the funny thing about this, for those of us who have belt blindness, where it's like we don't look at belts, we can't even see them, is that I didn't notice that it was Max's special belt, and I didn't notice the difference when they gave him a different one because I don't see belts. So it was just kind of like, well, he had a belt and now he has a belt. Why did we spend time on this?
I was really stunned by that because I thought that they were just trading out like the backing, because I think the special part was that like his like the band is like Burberry. In the stupid Burberry thing. Yeah. So I thought they were just trading that out, but they had a whole different belt. Isn't that belt like, isn't there like diamonds in it, or is that something someone lied to me about?
There cannot be real diamonds in that belt.
I can't if they have two of them, but I thought the whole thing is that I thought that maybe Tony would
maybe lab diamonds, but well, probably lab diamonds. Well, I mean, if anything, there'd be lab diamonds.
You said that as though like gross, like they're not the kind that cause human suffering. So what's even the point?
No, okay, and that's not fair. That is not fair.
Write it down. Write it down in your Tunnel Talk books. Allie loves blood diamonds.
I didn't like Ian's tone there. Obviously, you know that I'm just thinking about antique rings. It's not a crime to be thinking about antique rings. Anyway, obviously, lab diamond. I don't even believe in diamonds at all.
You don't have to justify it.
Well, you didn't have to come at me like that, Ian. You didn't have to say that I endorse human suffering, Ian. Anyway, they switched out the belt, and then Kenny did a little light promoing about how this win was only made possible by the unwavering support of viewers like you, and kind of your normal stuff. And then this wasn't something that was ever supposed to happen, trust me, and yet here we are. I don't know what you mean. What do you mean? What do you mean it wasn't ever supposed to happen? Anyway, he's so excited to go to Wembley, and then Will Ospreay's music hits, and Will Ospreay comes out, and whoever told him, and it was all of you probably, it was probably all of you, whoever told him like curls are unprofessional or something. I don't know what you said. What did you say to him that made him do this? That now he comes out all the time and he slicked his hair back in that horrible helmet. What did you do? Why did you do this?
So horrifying.
This is the thing that journalists should be getting into. Like, why is Fightful not reporting on what is making Will Ospreay treat his hair like this?
It is because of the horrible people in the IWC in the crime. And they did say that they were mean to him about and honestly, his hair always looked pretty good. His hair literally always looked pretty good. It looked really healthy. He grew it out a little too long that one time, and we did make fun of him because it was kind of that Backstreet Boy thing, because he was kind of, but it was because he was brushing it,
just
out
a center
with the middle part
issue. Yeah.
That's it. His curls always looked great, and now he thinks he has to have a slick back helmet. It makes me sick. He looks evil, but maybe he's supposed to. I don't know. Maybe this is advanced character work.
Your vibe is like those people that repost like cute animal videos and be like, "This is not cute. That hamster is drowning.
He is suffering." But the worst thing is that it's that time that he was just like, and now I have really good hair. No, it's so much worse. Yeah. Sickens me. Anyway, he and Kenny get into a little back and forth.
So he comes out with this energy that's like, oh my God, my best friend Kenny. I'm so excited to be here. I'm happier than I've ever been. I'm so excited to be here with my best friend Kenny. And the second his music hit, Kenny's face turned. It was very much like Will Ospreay is Kenny's friend group, but Kenny doesn't like him, and it's like Kenny was having a great time here with his friends, the Young Bucks, and now it's like, oh great, Will is here. I will be
He's
polite.
gonna ask me to go to barbecue again.
Don't want to go to barbecue.
And I don't actually know at what moment the Young Bucks exited, but
I think Will Ospreay literally asked them to leave.
Yeah,
Did he
said,
"Oh my God, I missed
one-on-one
that
with my friend Kenny."
That's so funny. And they just left? That's not good friend behavior, to be honest.
They know Kenny hates him. Be a buffer.
He's looking at them like, come on. They're just like, I don't know. He said leave. So
that's like, you've been bullied this whole time. You finally got a friend. You should be friends with them. And Kenny's like, no, like this.
But Kenny, stretch yourself a little. It could be really good to have a friend. And you guys are going to college in the same city next year, so you could be buddies there.
Kenny's like, you didn't tell him that, did you?
They're going to different colleges, and Will Ospreay is still like, I'll find a way for us to room together. I know I can.
We can get an off-campus apartment. Kenny's like, it's not allowed.
It's not allowed. It's not allowed for freshmen. They have a little back and forth that Ospreay has requested, a little one-on-one. Anything you want to note that came up in this that you thought was interesting?
Well, Ospreay came in there and he was like, so Kenny had said, like, I had to believe in myself, but also it was your guys, as you, the audience, your belief in me that let me get this belt again. And so then Ospreay bounded out and said, Kenny, so true, but just to correct you a little bit, it wasn't just them believing in you. You had to believe in yourself, too. It's like, well, he literally said that already.
So a little kind of like, this is the song that never ends energy.
But also the viewers.
Yeah, very funny. He kind of recaps a little bit about, he really loved the match. He loved watching Kenny in the match with MJF, and he recaps like, then you kicked out at one, you cheeky slag. And you know what? I will say, like, I don't mind hearing Kenny Omega get called a cheeky slag. I don't know what he thought of it, but it was kind of funny.
I did like that, yeah.
And then he's amping everyone up. Ladies and gentlemen, the cleaner is back. The best bout machine is back. Like, he's really being Kenny's number one hype guy. And actually for the whole rest of the promos, like, he just wants to talk about Kenny. You are the guy. And I'm going to fight you. Obviously, I'm locked in, going to fight you. But, like, you are, like, the one. My bruv. My sweet lad. And then this exchange was incredibly funny. He goes, when I think of AEW, I think of Kenny Omega. All I ever wanted was to be a fraction of the wrestler that Kenny Omega was. But Kenny, bruv, I'm locked in right now, and I'm not happy with being second. Kenny, nor should you be, Will. Okay. All right. So they've done this whole thing. Then they get interrupted by Kevin Knight's music hitting. Kevin Knight comes out. This is where the segment really hits its stride. So Kevin wants to also have one-on-one time with Kenny. He didn't know this was going to be on offer tonight, but he saw it happening for Will. He said it could happen for me too. Ospreay tries to leave. Kenny's like, no, let's all stay out here. He's like, why am I getting roped into so many one-on-ones? Yeah. And my mom left. My mom took the minivan, so I can't even leave. Kevin is saying, like, I'm still owed a title shot because of my whole thing with MJF, and I've come to collect the title shot.
Which it's like, again, I dispute that you were ever owed a title shot, but continue.
Yeah, I agree.
He also broke out Maxwell Jacob Fraudman again, which was like, Kevin,
It's your worst work, buddy.
It's his worst work, but it's kind of so important that he broke it out here so that we could have two versions of the man's name is Maxwell Jacob Friedman. Kevin has come up with a bad but kind of sensical version of the name Maxwell Jacob Fraudman. Kenny hits us with, I think it stops us all in our tracks.
Yeah.
Maxob Jacob Friedman. Maxob Jacob Friedman.
And at first, of course, I assumed he had misspoken. Mouth typo. Tried to say Maxwell and Jacob at the same time. Came out with Maxob.
Right.
But then he said it again.
Yeah. We all had a lovely
We've all
laugh.
done it. We've all done it.
Absolutely.
People who talk in a podcast every week, the things that come out of my mouth by accident.
Saying so many things wrong.
I feel so bad. I feel bad for you, Kenny. But then he did it again.
Did it again.
You really couldn't tell if he had mouth typoed and then was just like, I'll just double down on it. In which case, I think absolutely the smartest thing he could have done. It was the funniest thing that's ever happened. Or I genuinely was like, is there a joke that you think is a joke that I don't get here? And I don't know which it is. All I can tell you is that the AllEliteWrestling.com recap did not cover it. It didn't include Maxob Jacob Friedman, even though Kenny said it like 4 times. Kenny said it a number of times, and they were like, we're not going to put that in, I don't think.
They were like, that doesn't seem
I like that. I'm imagining the recappers like, I also don't know if it was an accident or not.
They were probably like, I don't know if it was Maxob or Max of Jacob Friedman, which other people also heard. So
people did hear Maxob. I have to say I prefer Maxob just for the level of unintelligibility. Like, it's just like, that is not anything.
I do think that MJF would be particularly susceptible to being riled up by people like forgetting his name and like messing up his name out of like they just don't even care. You know what I mean? Like, don't you think like if you just kept calling MJF like Matt or like you know what I mean? Like Jake. No, I think he would really get upset. So if Kenny kept doing a bit where he says MJF's name wrong, just a little carelessly wrong every week, I genuinely think MJF would explode.
Yeah,
that'd be fun.
So that actually is maybe that was what Kenny had already figured out, and Kenny was actually already doing that, and he got a head start on this whole thing. Perhaps. This was a segment of the promo where Kenny really kicked into. I described this. I thought of this as like, this man is an alien and his babelfish is malfunctioning. It has started to translate wrong.
Yeah. What, Leah, did you say like he's speaking new English here?
Yeah.
It's just like he kept saying things like, I'm talking the same words that Speedball believes. Just like, what's going on with you right now?
And he said my self-worth, the worth I had for myself. It's not exactly the same, but it was like, Kenny, what do you mean? We know about it. We know about self-worth. And he's saying this stuff because he's trying to talk to Kevin Knight about Kevin being in the harmful hands of Don Callis and being like, I'm no hypocrite. I know that I myself have been there. Actually, I think he said that part pretty weird too, but he was like, it happened to me. That was my uncle, and he gave me the powders, and I know how hard it can be to resist. But I think that you have people who love you, and I think like that you just don't have to be doing this. And Kevin was like, I love doing it. I love being with Don Callis. And Kenny was, they just went back and forth in this juncture for a while.
I did think Kenny coming at Kevin with the like, I understand what it's like to be in Don Callis' thrall and you should free yourself thing. Like, I thought that was a good angle, but I was so distracted and honestly ascending to heaven with Kenny's syntax that it really was hard to be like, wow, intelligible. Yeah, definitely.
I think it's a little hard for me that Kenny, and I think it absolutely is. It was the right thing for Kenny to say to Kevin, and Speedball later is going to say something similar, which we'll get into in a minute. It's difficult for me that everyone is coming at Kevin being like, it can be really hard when a charismatic older man wants you and only you, but like maybe the things he wants for you aren't good. It's a little difficult for me that Kevin has not, as far as I've seen, had a single moment with Don Callis of being like, maybe what he's asking me to do is bad, but I love to do it. You know what I mean? Like Kevin has really been all in since the second he turned. He abruptly turned really intensely and it's just like, no problems here. Mm-hmm. I would love, if we're going to keep doing this, for Kevin to have a few moments of maybe slight problem here, but I'm ignoring it.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, because people do keep being like, Kevin, I know your heart. And, you're so good in there. And it's like, I don't know. Yeah.
Maybe Mark Davis can like teach him about acting reluctant.
That's true. That would be a great tutor. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay. All right. So Kevin Kenny segment ends with Kevin bonking Kenny on the dome and then running away up the ramp into the waiting deranged arms of Darby Allin. And then so Darby's attacking him, and then it's a whole clown car of people attacking people, and the DCF are all there, and Brian Cage is attacking Darby, I think. And then Mox and Claudio run out to protect Will Ospreay from the various clown car bonkings of the DCF. And got hit by Kenneth. I read that as bit. Little Greggy got bit by Kenneth. He got hit by Kenneth. Kenny didn't bite anybody that I know of. Any thoughts on that before we keep going?
Well, we'll probably get into Darby more later. It's just like,
we will.
I don't know what's going on.
Well, don't worry. That's coming up. So let's leave that here. We got 2 world title related follow-up segments later in the show. So first, Kenny was talking to Renee about his upcoming redemption match versus Kevin Knight, saying, quote, "It could be the goose egg on my head talking, but Kevin, I still see a little bit of myself in you, and I still haven't given up hope." At this juncture, a bug-eyed Darby Allin barges into the shot to be like, "You don't get it, Kenny. You still don't get it. You just don't get it. Kevin's not going to change overnight. He needs to be physically humbled." And that's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do when I challenge him for his title next week. You can waste your time talking, or you can beat it out of him. What are you going to do? Kenny, totally deadpan, just goes, "I'll leave it to you, Darby. How about that? I'll leave it to you." Darby exits stage left.
This is perfect to me because it felt like a weird absurdist play that I was watching, especially with people like appearing and disappearing from like the stage left. Yeah. I was fucking losing it. And Darby has lost his mind.
I know.
His affect right now is truly that he's gone over the edge, and nobody wants to deal with that.
Dude, you have to do the meme comparison that Leah hit us with this, and I was just like, yeah, that's exactly what's going on with Darby.
You know that meme where it's like NASA's like, "Oh hey, you guys are back early," and then NASA astronauts goes, "Moon's haunted." And then the NASA employee's like, What do you mean?
Picking up a gun.
Moon's haunted. Picks up a gun, cocks it, disappears again.
That is what? That is his energy. Where it's like everyone around him is just kind of like, we're doing normal wrestling, and he's like, not me, not anymore.
It really is like around him getting the belt where he was just like crying for 4 weeks straight or whatever. It's like he's having the worst crying come down ever. He's just like doesn't know how to cope with any emotions anymore.
His vibe is kind of like he can feel the tears still, and he has to keep moving at all times, otherwise he's going to cry again. So he's just like, no, I'm gonna kill Kevin and then I won't keep crying.
He has to be physically humbled.
The fact that Kenny was just fully just like, not today, not me, not today.
It's like, I've already been dealing with a lot of people's emotions out here.
And
he's like, if I hadn't already dealt with Will Ospreay today, maybe I could get into this, but I've had enough.
Yeah. Well, and poor Kenny, it is like he's getting a real like speed run treatment where it's like every time he comes out, everyone's like, and I've been waiting to have a word with him for quite a while. So, and he's just like, this isn't what I imagined for myself when I said I would come to work this month. I guess I thought like I would come in and like do a segment here, do a segment there, like say a little hi to someone, but instead it's like a line of 18 people being like, oh, Kenny's doing segments? Yeah, I'll be there.
Can we have a one-on-one? He's like, I actually don't have time to do one-on-ones with all of you right now.
He really just thought he was going to get to show up and goodnight nurse us once a week. And instead, his craziest coworkers are just waiting in a line.
He actually did have to leave, I think, all of these segments without goodnight nursing us. I know that hurt him.
That's true, yeah.
Actually thrilling for me to realize. But... because just as Darby leaves, because the moon is haunted, Kevin Knight is haunted, Mox immediately comes into screen, stage right. And Mox is doing the body language Mox is doing. It's like evil monk stuff. You know what I mean? Where he has his hands clasped behind his back. He's got his little bald head. He's kind of stooped a little as he wanders into screen.
And he's doing kind of like cobra movements with his like body and neck.
It's evil Friar Moxley has showed up.
But
and he's
in theater, again, somehow, because of the way he wandered into screen, again, all these people are waiting in the wings to say their little evil monologues, and then they disappear again.
And he... Oh, wow. Sorry. A rabbit and a squirrel are having a standoff outside of my window.
Wow.
Nature. Okay. So he wanders into screen with his little pose, and he says he's right. Some people are what they are, can't pretend to be anything else, even if they try. And then he leaves. And Kenny is just doing this face of just like, it's full, like dead dove. Like he's like, I don't know what I expected. And then he mouths something I couldn't even read. But it's like fully, it's just like, great. Another stellar segment for Kenny Omega. They come in, they yell at me, moon's haunted. People can't help but be what they are. Say what you mean. I'm tired. I'm sleepy. No, I can't. I'm too tired of Goodnight Nurse.
I already gave a promo tonight that was on the level of my classic Winnipeg Jets promo, and now I have to stand here while other people say crazy things.
And the Young Bucks already went back to the hotel.
He's like, I'm just trying to find my ride.
The Young Bucks were on their fucking comedy behavior of all time. We'll return to that in a moment tonight, but let's just say they had a number of stellar little incidents where they were already back at the hotel. So Darby's mental health is bad. Mox is an evil friar. And I don't understand. I will say I continue not to understand what storyline we're doing.
I don't understand anything. Because it's like Mox and Kenny keep interacting in a way that like in a very like light, like touch way where I'm like, okay.
Are they gonna fight?
Like, are they gonna fight? Like, are they gonna wrestle?
Like, in your professional opinion, would you say what's going on here? Like, would you say, like, I think they're gonna fight? I don't know. I don't even know if Mike would say that confidently about this.
No, it would make sense if it was like Mox was like his defense after Kevin Knight or like after Ospreay, but presumably that's not happening. So then it's like, now what are we doing?
But it also would make sense for them to fight. Like with the Ospreay thing between them, you know, it's like it. But then it's like
if we had a longer build, like it would be sense to do Kenny and Mox, and then
what if you had a longer build?
Yeah.
What if Ospreay doesn't win?
I mean,
that would really throw me. That would really excite me.
Crazy.
Dude, that would really excite me.
Honestly, like I feel like at this point the crowd is gonna want Kenny to win more than they want Ospreay to win. So like,
honestly,
should we be bad? Should we just let Kenny win?
I feel like it's even like, should we be bad for us to say? Like, should we like Kenny? You know what I mean? Like, should we be bad and just say like maybe it would be cool for Kenny to win and for Kenny to really put his pussy into a reign and have Ospreay win it fucking at
World's End.
Full
gear.
Yeah, we'll give him full gear.
Full gear is when you win things, in my mind. I'm like, full gear is the one you win at.
Yeah, no, World's End is for like
Losers.
barely drunkenly watching it.
Look, you guys think I was seriously proposing World's End as a prestige?
On your tone. You guys think that I would genuinely and seriously propose that anybody win about at World's End? Be so fucking for real. I know, man. I know.
Now
it's hard to remember
the Blood Diamonds host doesn't like it when we make jokes.
And Anna's the Blood Diamonds host, right? Yeah, good. Not me. I've never liked it. I've never liked him, and I never will. Me? I prefer diamonds clean from the lab, fresh from the lab.
Should we ask Blorb to change our logo to Tunnel Talk? We only like lab-grown diamonds.
That'd be incredible. We could put it up as the album, the art for this this podcast specifically.
Oh my God, we're laughing too much for my body.
Oh, yeah, I forgot we said we were going to have a serious podcast.
This is supposed to be, hey, can somebody bring up some metrics, please? Can somebody tell me how many tickets?
Wembley's only at 30,000, and I mean maybe they'll crawl up to 40K if they paper it. Well, in Wembley it is because the seats are red, and you can really see empty seats, and it seats 80,000 at least.
It seats 80. Yeah, totally.
Thank you, Trish.
How many did they get last time at Wembley? Or
I think they got 40 last time. They got 80 the first year, and I think 40 last year.
They got 80. That can't, because then it has to hold more than 80. They couldn't fill it. Did they fill it?
Well, I said it holds 80 at least.
At least. Okay. That's fair enough.
We need to consult Will Ospreay's tattoo to find out how many they sold the first year.
That's right. Although I think, did he have like the ticket count
changed?
Versus the turnstile count or something?
Yeah,
anyway.
there was a whole thing about it. All right. Okay. So that's one thing. We don't know what's going on there, and I guess we'll talk about it more next week. Second follow-up segment.
I thought you meant the ticket sales. No, I don't think we will.
If I had to guess.
We're all going to do some research. I'm handing out homework assignments. We're all going to do some really serious research, and we're going to have a really deep metrics conversation next week, obviously. No, we're going to talk about Kenny and Darby and Mox Oh My some more next week. Second follow-up segment, Speedball interrupts a Kevin Knight, Don Callis segment, in which Don is mostly ranting about how much he wants to murder his son, Frankenstein's monster. To be like, Kevin, stop pretending to be evil. This isn't you. I know your heart. This isn't you. I still love you. Kevin is like, I don't care. This is the thing, is that like, he didn't play it like I would have liked to see, just depending on where we're going. I would have liked to see a little moment of like, it hurts me to hear that because that does matter to me, actually. But I'm committed to being evil, so I don't care.
I want Kevin to be like, don't say that to me. I'm working really hard on maintaining this thick shell. Don't stop trying to save me. I'm unsavable, you know?
Exactly. You want it to feel, and especially you want to see him afterwards be like, it hurts me to hurt him, but I wish it didn't, because I want to be cold and untouchable and evil, but it's hard for me. These are all acting choices that you could make in this, but Kevin didn't really make these choices. Kevin is just like, I don't care.
Well, to his credit, he worked really hard on Maxwell Jacob Fraudman, and that, that took up a lot of his time. So,
and then I got such a bad reception, so it's like, why should I try? Why try? They're all just going to be mean to me. So.
I know somewhere he's so pissed that like we gave him shit for Maxwell Jacob Fraudman, but praised Maxob.
That's because Maxwell Jacob Fraudman is like overwrought bad comedy. But Maxob Jacob Fraudman, I don't know if you guys ever read, growing up, this was like one of my favorite books, was it's a collection of 5 novels by Daniel Pinkwater, and one of them is Young Adult Story. And it's totally insane. It's a totally insane little book. And the last line of the book, which actually I have printed out on like label paper, and it's sitting on my desk right now. This is the most important quote of my life in a way. The end of the story, it just goes, there is no moral. It is a Dada story. And that's why Maxob Jacob Friedman is so funny. It's like, what does it mean? Nothing. That's why it's so good. There is no moral. It is a Dada story.
I mean, Kenny's career, in a way, promo-wise, is Dadaism. It's
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, you might be thinking like we could have gotten there by a shorter if we could have just talked about Dada as a no. I got to tell you the whole thing. And
no, I wanted to know about your label art. I love that.
Yeah. And Daniel Pinkwater, I really recommend. Alan Mendelsohn, Boy from Mars, probably his best work. But The Snark Out Boys and the Avocado of Death, another great one. Young Adult Story has this wonderful line. Not a lot else to remember about it, honestly. Okay. Oh, yeah. So Kevin says, I don't need your love. And then this is from the recap, AW.com recap. Bailey walked away, leaving Knight stewing in your face right now. I know.
Well, I Googled Daniel Pinkwater, and the image that comes up for pinkwater.com, which is his website, is The Rock. And I was like, what is happening right now? Am I having a stroke? But no.
No, it really is.
It really is. Yeah.
Wow.
I guess The Rock is going to be in the movie version of one of his books.
There is not going to be a movie version of a...
I don't know. I'm not even reading it, but is the Chicken Man lizard music?
Yeah, I don't really know about those. Those weren't in my was wearing in my.
Man. Anyway,
wow, so the Rock makes it to the podcast. He's never been here before. Okay, so the recap said Bailey walked away, leaving Knight stewing. Honestly, that's clearer than what I saw. That would be a clearer direction for the segment than what I saw. I didn't really see Kevin feeling any particular way about it. And then the final thing that I'll say in this section is just that Darby did fight Brian Cage that very night on TV just to get some of his yayas out, I guess. He's really worked up. And he is going to fight Kevin Knight next week. And he won versus Brian Cage. And none of that is very noteworthy, but I did want to say that Brian Cage also had a fight at a Brawl in the Ballpark. He fought Serpentico. It was a full comedy fight where I don't think it made it to Collision because he fought somebody else on Collision. But it was a full comedy fight where Serpentico would fuck up a move and Brian Cage would look at him like, buddy. And then Serpentico was like, let me do it again. And then Brian Cage was like, I guess. Yeah, okay. And it was so funny. And I just couldn't stop being like, oh, his body's so hideous, but he's a really funny boy. He's a sweet and funny boy, actually. I really loved the match.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah, it was really, really good.
His new theme song has just Cage over and over, which is like, you're not the only person on the roster with that last name, but
no, not by far.
I love that Greg's current bit is being Brian Cage's hype man also.
Yeah. He's like this beautiful muscle man.
The fact that Greg was doing that bit while Brian Cage was wearing a huge bandage around his head that then during the subsequent match was just turned out to be very obviously, but completely decorative bandage that he just threw off in the middle of the match. He was like, oh, he's getting in my eyes. It was like, Brian Cage, when you want to be funny, you are really funny. You're really funny when you want to be. Oh, Brian,
honestly,
you have comedy chops.
Keeps making his pecs dance in promos too, which I am finding pretty funny. So
yeah. Yeah, that's why I like when he comes over. That's why.
Yeah, I know. That's why he's my favorite of Dustin's friends.
I'm not even friends with him. Greg is friends with him. Greg loves him. Greg's like, I don't know. I like him okay. Like him just fine. All right.
Most people don't realize how much their personal information is being bought and sold every day. Data brokers are making billions, pulling details about you from public records and the internet, and then packaging and selling it, usually without your consent. That's how your information lands in the hands of scammers, spammers, even stalkers. It's why you get endless robocalls and why ads seem to follow you everywhere. That's where Aura comes in. Aura actively removes your data from broker sites and keeps it off. They also instantly alert you if your information shows up in a breach or on the dark web. But Aura goes beyond data protection. With one app, you get a VPN, antivirus, password manager, spam call protection, dark web monitoring, and even up to $5 million in identity theft insurance, all backed by 24/7 US-based fraud support. Other companies might sell just credit monitoring or just a VPN. Aura gives you all of it, together, at the same price competitors charge for just one service. Start your free trial today at aura.com/remove. Protect yourself now at aura.com/remove.
Ham division. Okay. What was the rest of the DCF getting up to this week, you might ask? Let's find out together. Andrade had promo segments on both Collision and Dynamite. In both, he was relaxing from AEW.com, quote, the beautiful beaches and waters of Florida. Thank you. While experimenting with some minor variations on his overused catchphrase. So on Collision, he tried how you know. Just wait and watch. And then on Dynamite, he tried how you know. Soon you will. Which is a fortune cookie. If I got that in a fortune cookie, I would be thrilled. How you know, soon you will. That would be my favorite. That would outrank the best fortune I ever got. I don't know if I've said on this pod before, but I still have it. I think about it all the time. Your problem just got bigger, comma. Think, what have you done? Period.
Oh my God.
That's amazing.
Incredible. That's so ominous.
And it's so haunted. I used it as my an epigraph on my thesis. And then I randomly, I think is crazy. And so I was like, this is the most meaningful fortune I've ever gotten. It's so insane. I'm obsessed with it. I'm on Facebook during my program. It's like the end of my MFA program. I look up my ex-boyfriend from when I was in middle school, It's the header image of his Facebook. He has gotten this same fortune.
Oh my God.
And made it his header image.
Okay, that's actually bananas.
I know. I was like, I'm literally freaked out about
that. That's like what's happening. That's like the start of a horror movie, kind of.
Kind of is, yeah. Or a rom-com. No, just kidding.
Or a rom-com, yeah, honestly. Yeah. What's he up to?
Loves biking. I think he's in Pittsburgh.
Loves biking. Sure.
Yeah. No, not a perfect match, but anyway. But if I got the fortune, how you know, soon you will. that would rank up there too.
Yeah, and then who knows who else in the world would have that out there as their header image?
My God, I don't know. I'd love to find out. What did you find interesting or noteworthy about his various promos?
How much clothes he was wearing?
How much clothes?
I genuinely started feeling bad in this episode, like especially when he came out to wrestle in multiple shirts again. I was like, I think maybe he did hear the best spots and he is like having like a crisis. And I was like, I feel kind of guilty about it, but then he ripped them off and I was like, no. Okay, never mind. Like, it's fine.
He's doing a bit now. And it's like, what is it? I don't know. But where he's like, either Andrade has no clothes or he has every cloth you can have. And he's like, it feels a little like he's like something for everyone. And I can't argue with that. Because in the Collision promo, he was doing push-ups with his naked top torso. And he was leaning in this way. Did you say, Leah? Somebody said, and it was right when I watched it, like, he looked like he was maybe a mermaid. Like, it looked like he was a mermaid.
Me. And I got really excited that I thought he was a mermaid. And then it was like, when he had legs again, I was like, God damn it.
He would be such a good mermaid.
He really would.
I mean, he's got the hair for it. No question.
Got the hair for it. I think he's got the attitude for it. Like, you can just see him being like, I know I'm the sexiest creature in the sea.
Mermaids are kind of all about attitude. Like, I don't know that I thought of it before, but... Yeah.
And honestly, Don Callis would make the funniest Ursula.
He would be taking people's voices, no problem.
Dude, he would be so good as Ursula. Don Callis do drag when? Don Callis drag when now?
I want to see him march through the crowd singing Poor Unfortunate Soul so bad.
That's so up his alley. It feels like kind of crazy that it hasn't happened. Andrade, beautiful mermaid, either no clothes or all the clothes, because something for everyone. And he had a live backstage segment on Dynamite where he was talking to Renee, and he's talking about how he's going to fight everyone in the Don Callis family if he has to. He has to fight Jake Doyle to get to Mark Davis, which is funny.
It's so funny.
You have to fight the knockoff version before you can fight the brand name,
Yeah, it makes perfect sense. And he's going to take all their championships if he has to, and it's fine. And Renee was like, are you worried about the numbers advantage? Which I guess she was just saying, like, if they interfere with the match. I don't know. Like, I think she was being like, you have no friends? You don't have any friends anymore?
I do like when people are like, AEW is not safe without friends.
No, which is true. Yeah,
it is true.
You got to go out there and find someone. He says, I'm not worried because, and he presents a box. And I was like, he's proposing to Renee. Doesn't know she's already married.
He's like, yeah, I don't need friends if I have you, Renee.
I would love a segment where he's like proposes to Renee. Mox immediately shows up. And she's like, this is my husband. And he's like, he has no hair.
He says,
no
how
hair.
you know?
How you know?
How you know?
That would be a good use. But the box contains MJF's Dynamite Diamond ring. And Renee's like, where'd you get that? And he said, from a good friend. And she said, is that friend's name Will Ospreay? And he said, how you know? And I said, have they ever talked? What do you mean?
I'm so well, actually, are they not in the same faction? I think
no. Is this an NJPW thing?
Yeah, I think they're in United Empire.
No, not United Empire, because that. Oh, but
neither of them have been in NJPW for 5 years. We can't be doing that. That
can't count anymore, can it? Because that faction is totally split.
The only reason I'm bringing this up is because
it came up recently.
It came up recently because he was in Ospreay was in Japan in January, and he got jumped, and all of his United Empire friends came to get him.
You were bringing
and then he tweeted later and was like, "Andrade, where were you?"
You're right. That's crazy. Oh,
point on the board.
Yeah, big point on the board. Okay, fine. You got to give it to him, I guess, but I don't know. And that's unfortunate. Well, maybe it's kind of fun. That is kind of funny. But then it's like, Andrade, so you know what? We can't even get into it.
They could have made this textual. It would have been very fun if they made this textual.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if they were willing to lean into Ospreay's quest for friends, you could easily make it really textual. But they don't want to tell that story. That's just a story we're telling. So
except every week they do things that like play right into it. Like, has Ospreay ever looked happier than when he was out there, like telling Kenny how great Kenny is?
No, he looked the happiest he's ever been. Anyway, later in the show, Andrade does fight Mark Davis clone Jake Doyle. He begins very clothed, and then he loses not one but two shirts to reveal a set of much too defined abdominal muscles. Our friend Alice, aforementioned a few weeks ago, was watching from a hotel room with us. She just found wrestling live on TV.
It's pretty thrilling. I watched it in a hotel room, 2 weeks ago or whatever. And when you just like turn on the cable and like go through the guide till you get to TBS.
It's amazing to imagine what life would be like if we still had cable in our homes instead of the lengths I'm forced to go to access this product. But she was asking us as she was watching. She was like, I don't totally know the whole deal. Is this the guy that you're always saying that you don't want to see his nude body? You want it covered up? And we were like, yeah, that's the guy. Just as he like popped off the final top. And she said, I get it. Do feederism. Because we kept saying we gotta anyway. Ham him, she said, and he needs it.
He does need it.
He's inventing muscles. What was someone said something? Oh no, this is something that someone on commentary said about Brian Cage. Nigel said this about Brian Cage. I forgot. I have a note over here.
Nigel, perfect.
Brian Cage has got muscles in places where most people don't have places. And that's true of Andrade as well, honestly.
Yeah.
They're just a different variety of muscle, but ugh. Okay. So Mark Davis did come out at the end of this, looked real good. Really
so good.
It's like he's pulling up that mullet and greasy everything. Yeah, it's incredible.
I really enjoyed someone posted the graphic of Andrade versus Mark Davis, and someone retweeted it and was like, winner of the Best Bod tournament versus loser of the Best Bod tournament.
So true.
It's going to be exciting to see their bodies meet, in a sense.
That's true. It was crazy to see him talk on Collision because I didn't believe he could. And then every time he comes out with that Australian accent, it's like, stop faking an Australian accent for some reason.
So unexpected each and every time. Brodito squashed Nick Comoroto and Aaron Solo on Dynamite, and afterwards interrupted a backstage segment in which Renee was interviewing Kyle Fletcher, accompanied by Don Callis, about his upcoming fight versus Commander, his first title defense. I've never read a sentence that I wrote that has meant so little to me as I read it. I can't really process it. I think all you need to know here is that Brodito crossed paths with Kyle Fletcher, and then Kyle had this match, and he won the match. But afterwards, he was trying to be a really mean heel, and he was trying to rip Commander's mask off. And so Takeshita came out to be like, you can't do that, because he's a sheriff around these parts now. And so then they get into a big fight in the middle of the match, and Okada comes out also to do some fighting with Kyle Fletcher. And then there's this moment where Okada and Kyle Fletcher, who are best friends, Pro Okada, both pick up the AEW International title, currently belonging to Kyle, and Okada doesn't want to let go of it. So they're kind of like fighting over the title, but just as friends do. No worries. And then Bandito comes out and dumps them both on their butts. And then it's like a nice Brodito and Takeshita moment where they're like, we won. And then later there's a promo where Kyle is like, fuck these fucking good guys. I hate you all. Stay out of my way. I'm going to fight Bandito at Redemption. I think that's it. Is that it?
Yeah.
And that's all fine.
Yeah, it's all like perfectly cromulent. It's like I can't focus on it, can't remember it's happening. Not particularly electrified by any dynamics, but like sure.
I think the
Probably be a good
only
match.
interesting dynamic here, relevant dynamic, is this Kyle and Okada thing. And it's like, Kyle, are you going to be double divorced within the year? And I did say here, to lose one husband may be regarded as a misfortune. To lose two looks like carelessness.
Yeah.
So tread so carefully, Kyle. You know not what people may say about you behind your back. I did also want to say one thing that struck me about the Don Callis family this week. Every time I went to reference any segment about that a Don Callis member was doing a backstage segment, every time it's like, and Don was there. And suddenly I was like, he is a single mom who works 2 jobs, and he's a single dance mom, and he's taking these kids to every pageant on the Eastern Seaboard, and they're all in different pageant leagues, and he's driving nonstop every hour of the day. And why? Why is he in all these segments? Suddenly I thought, because he can't trust any of them to be alone. Because he can't trust them to say the right thing. He knows how stupid all his boys are. He knows they're going to make a dumb mistake. And then I had a follow-up thought where I was like, you know what would be so funny? It would be so funny for the Don Callis family. And they do sometimes do promos on their own, so they'd have to change this. But to do a thing where every time they do a promo without Don Callis there, they end up saying something or agreeing to something that they're not supposed to agree to. And afterwards, Don is like, I told you not to do that. That was the only thing that I said that you couldn't do. And they're like, I forgot. And so that then every time they're like Renee's like capturing them in the dressing room. She's just like, just a quick word. And they're like, we're not supposed to talk without Dawn here. And she's like, well, you're an adult. Like, maybe we could just have a little talk. So good. And they're like, okay. And then just like halfway through the promo, you just hear like heavy breathing, running. And it's like Dawn like booking it from the other side of the backstage, being like, don't say anything else. Don't say anything else. Just wait till I get there. Should I just see you, Renee?
It's like, Renee, they didn't agree that match, did they? They didn't say they would wrestle anybody, did they?
Renee's like, I'm not a booker, Tom. I'm not. And
Greg and Rocky would be so good at this.
They were.
There should be a collision subplot where like they keep agreeing to wrestle people that are definitely going to squash them because they keep forgetting to wait for Don.
Yeah. And afterwards, Don is like, what did I tell you? And they're just like, never leave the back door unlocked because bears could get in. He's like, I've never said that to you. I don't care if bears get in.
I don't care if bears get in. And of course they're going to be attracted to the house with all the ham grease
all the
that's
hams,
everywhere.
Yeah, of course. Don Callis is like, I've accepted the bears.
Yeah, the bear situation
Obviously,
is
the bears
what
love
it is.
ham grease house. It just occurred to me. We're always talking about them eating this ham. And now you're saying ham grease house, and it's like, yeah, they're definitely not washing their hands that much. They're definitely handling these hams. And then there's fingerprints on everything in that, greasy fingerprints on everything in that house.
And then explosive diarrhea outbreak in the United States. I mean, I'm not saying necessarily, but we haven't tracked down the source.
Putting the pieces together, putting them together. Anyway, so that's an idea I'd love to see. Okay, the men's tag team.
Say also, sorry, just back on that.
No.
Kyle did commentary on Collision, and the amount that he is morphing into Don
God,
Callis is
yeah.
incredible. He was like talking, it's like, look at this beautiful body. Don't you want to breed it? Basically, you know.
I forgot that I wrote down a quote from that appearance where he did say of Mark Davis, he's such a man with that man strength. Look at that man strength on him. I mean, I'm glad you guys are on such good terms now, but
yeah.
Anyway, you're right. He really is turning into Papa. See, that's another thing you could do. You could be like, if Don can't be there, then Kyle has to go do it. But to Kyle, that's like he's been like force promoted into a people management role that he didn't want.
Yeah.
And suddenly it's just like, well, it was fun when I'm like the favored big brother and I boss people around, but it's like not fun when I like didn't get a pay raise and like I'm expected to show up to their promos and make sure they don't say the wrong thing, which they will.
He's like, there's like 20 of them. I'm supposed to be in all of their promos all night?
Sounds like, you know how I feel. And that's not even getting into how much we spend on gas in this family. Gas
like,
and hams. Gas
You
and
always
hams.
say it's cheaper by the dozen. It's not cheaper at all.
Oh my God. Okay. Men's tag team scene continues to be a bit of a lazy river. We're drifting through the summer. Cope and Christian fought Yuta and Garcia on Dynamite with some light callbacks throughout to everybody's past history. I think Christian was trying to antagonize Danny Garcia into doing a Jericho Appreciation Society dance, which was a fun, that really took me back. I like that. Chris and Christian won the match. The Bucks were watching from the crowd, and we had this little, it's like they're clapping. The way it was described in the recap was the Young Bucks applauded the champions from the crowd, and Cope acknowledged it. But that doesn't really capture that Matt Jackson was doing the thing that he does best in the world, which is be like, I mean, I guess, like, yeah, you won the match, and obviously that's very good. Like, we weren't in the match, so I don't know how meaningful you want me to find it, but, like, yeah, congrats.
He just does this, like, condescending little, like, clap where he, like, tilts his head, too, where he's like,
yeah, really.
It was a great effort.
Yeah, and it's like, you know what? You won, so of course that's what matters. Like, would you have won against a team like us? No, not in a million years. But there's a lot of what they do where I'm just like, oh, you're just like always like little heels. You're always sweet little heels, but like that is one of the things where I'm like, you're not, and I guess on purpose because you're gonna fight them presumably, but like you're not good at looking like I really do support you for. Which makes sense given some of what I'm about to describe, which is that, so they win, CNC win, and they're celebrating in the ring. But the celebration is short-lived because they are almost immediately attacked by both the Death Riders and the Dogs, with commentary once again stressing the cooperative relationship between those two factions. Like every time they, like basically nonstop commentary is like, man, if you see a dog, a Death Rider is not soon behind, am I right? To what end, I'm not sure. So the clown car subsequently spits out the Bang Bang Gang as well. The Bang Bang Gang, Jay White, kind of removes David Finlay's shillelagh from his possession, and he's like threatening David for his own pleasure, kind of. You can tell they have a playful relationship. Mm-hmm.
It was the most I liked David Finlay because he had like a look, he had a ham like expression where he was like, how did he get my shillelagh? And now he has it. And what do I do?
Yeah.
The source of all my power.
The source of my power. It's been removed from me. My hair, my beautiful hair. And so the Bang Bang Gang drives off the Death Riders and the Dogs, and then Jay White is just in the ring with Christian just kind of yucking it up, like, no problem, happy to help. And Cope is being like, so good that I have a friend like you, Jay. And Christian is so mad. Christian is so fucking pissed off. And he gets into a little thing with Jay White. And Jay White is being, and now I obviously am in love with Jay White. I love Jay White now. He's being a bit of a shit stirrer and just kind of being like, don't know why you're so mad, but I'm just happy I want to have a good relationship now. Let's leave the past in the past, is his energy. And Christian is like, go fuck. And what I would say is go fuck yourself. And he leaves. And commentary is like throughout this being like a little bit of tension here between Christian and Cope, which I find I continue to be like, what are you doing? What is this? What storyline are you telling? Like, I feel like we're really deep in your reunion to be at a stage where you're doing like a descent thing of this nature. If you're not going to break up, and if you break up, that's the craziest thing I've ever heard. That's insane. If you break up, that's fucking insane.
It is so crazy.
It's literally the only good thing about you guys is your marital love, and you want to throw that aside.
And there are ways that you can do like a we're not totally on the same page thing, but that are more clearly like, but we've accepted that we love each other, so we have to find a way to make this work for us together. And that's not really how they're doing it.
No.
So
I don't care for it.
It's interesting. Leah, you had a little suggestion about the dynamic. Well, what you think might be going on here, and I'd love for you to break it out.
I said, do you think that part of Christian's like unhappiness is that he's like, he knows that Jay White is a young hot Fire Island gay, and that he and Cope are old married P-Town gays?
Yeah.
And he's like, Cope, he's just gonna humiliate you. This isn't real.
It's you're embarrassing both of us by falling for this, because what you do reflects poorly on me, and also I want to protect you, but I'm ashamed of you right now for not seeing what's going on here.
And it's 100% Cope would fall for it. He'd be like, I'm still young and hot. Like, of course he's into me. And Christian's like, please, I love you, but my God.
I've got to watch this episode of Queer as Folk.
So bad.
So bad. I think you're really onto something there. I think you're really onto something. I don't also want to talk about, so they have this match. The Young Bucks are there. Matt Jackson does his condescending applause. You really won. And their energy as good guys has been like, we're here to help. You know, we want to, if you guys are getting attacked, we don't want you to get injured. Generally, they've been like, we're aligned with you until we're fighting you in the ring. Was that the case tonight?
They're already at the hotel again.
It was somehow the second time that they were like, oh, you guys are like my best friends. Like, first it was Kenny, then it was them. He's like, God, couldn't love you more. I'm just gonna leave right before you get attacked, and I won't be coming back.
No, it's like they're like heading out back. Klaxons are going off like emergency. Like security didn't run out, but security was running to the flow chart to check and see if they should go out. And Nick was like, "You think we should do anything about that?" And Matt was like, "No, I don't. I want to get a burger."
Like, I'm really right in the middle of binging Secret Lives of Mormon Wives right now, so
I think it's a really juicy episode coming up. So I think we should leave. I think we should get out of here. Should we be mad and should we just get the fuck out of here?
They won't know that we saw them getting attacked. I mean, we are already out of the building.
We just left quickly because we wanted to beat the traffic. It's so funny to have it like twice in one night. Be like the Young Bucks are at the scene of the crime. When you reach the scene of the crime, McCavity's not there. They're gone, you know. They're gone.
Also, I will say for this match, they are still doing separate entrances. Cope's entrance was so long because they had to do the full sing-along, and then Christian did his full entrance, and then we had a full Death Riders entrance, which is also incredibly long. I was like, we can't be doing this. We can't be doing 20 minutes of entrances, guys. This is not the WW of E, you know?
Okay, I can't make it work. Yeah, no, you're right. It's not. And I agree, it's a bit much. It's a bit much.
A bit much.
And you know what? What if the only thing that would make this current Cope and Christian thing where they're like not on the same page about Jay White worth it is if it's to lead to a moment where they get so on the same page, so sublimely, that they do finally have a joint entrance, which if they don't have a joint entrance before we get to Wembley Stadium, I'm going to fucking lose it. And you know what? They won't, because I know they're backstage. Cope's being like, they're going to want to do my sing-along. They're going to want to do my sing-along at Wembley so bad. No, I don't want to do your fucking sing-along. What if you started your theme song and people are singing along and then suddenly it screeches to a halt and then it's a new joint entrance? Because you know it's more important than a sing-along? A marriage.
A marriage, yeah.
A strong marriage.
I'd love it if they could do kind of an entrance where they each have like places they stand, you know, where they kind of have a choreograph. Like one of them, it's like, like how Adam Cole and MJF did, where like one of them kind of gets on their hands and knees and then they like, you know, stand
I would love
up.
that too.
Yeah, I think that would really go a long way to selling their relationship for me.
I like that when Cope is doing his choreography for his entrance when he comes out, and especially because of what's going on with his hair these days, he looks full like Animal from the Muppets about it. Like it's like he just gets these poses that are like, what's happening? Just walk.
I know.
Walk out.
I don't hate it, but I don't like. I wish it was like saying something about him, you know? Like, he looks feral at the end of matches, but I don't think we're supposed to read him as feral.
He doesn't.
Has bad hair.
He doesn't believe himself to be feral. No.
No.
I don't know. I don't get it. Anyway.
Before we get off the trios or the tag team, can we talk about the Bang Bang Gang's collision promo?
Yes.
So good. Oh my God.
That was the funniest thing for them to do a commercial for rescuing dogs, but simultaneously be promoting on the dogs, like the real dogs. That was amazing for him to be like, look at this cute dog. He needs a home. Just like Clark is going to need a home. Well,
and they were straight up being like,
hundreds of dogs every day are abused, neglected, beaten, just like we're going to do to the human dogs. Like,
and that they were holding, it's like he's holding the little puppy and he's being like, this is David. Like, David is a Nepo dog. And then at some point, like, I think it was Ace Austin. And you were like, I don't recognize Ace Austin as a man. I don't like him, but I actually do really like him now. They got me just because he's like in the mix of the Bang Bang Gang and I love them. So I'm just like, yeah, I love Ace Austin. I think it was Ace Austin. He was like, this is like, what did he say? It was like something where he was like, we're all having a laugh. But this is very serious. These are real dogs, and you can really adopt them today. And then I think he did a cartwheel. Like, what's happening here?
Like, whichever one of them thought, you know what, we should find a local animal shelter and go promo on the dogs with dogs. It's just
I hope it was the Guns. I love giving the Guns credit for funny ideas. I think they're so smart.
Yeah, I do too, which is funny.
It's so good for them to be the ones to be like David Finley's a Nepo baby.
Yeah, I know. It's amazing. Wow. Really good stuff. I love the Bang Bang Gang. I'm so glad that they're back, and I'm so glad I love Jay White now.
Juice Robin's a bit of brick.
Okay. The Brawling Birds had a live top of the ramp segment on Dynamite in which they sucked up to the city of Boston, basically called them punch 'em up alcoholics, compliment. Taught me something about the current World Cup standings. I guess England lost. And they said that they want to fight at Wembley. But they said it all with panache and pizzazz. Now, I did something a little funny where I wanted to be able to quote some lines of this because they really were... I think they did win Ham of the Week. Maybe they were hamming for their fucking lives. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I want to transcribe this because I know they had a funny line about tits, like, but they're talking too fast for me. You know, I'm sickly right now. I'm just going to slow it down so that I can transcribe better. So I have the video on, slow it down to half speed, start typing. Stop typing, laughing too hard. I will say, if you just need a little moment of levity in your life, just listen to these women, these incomparable women. Do this promo at half speed. Look at their faces. Listen. You won't be able to understand a word. It's the most incomprehensible thing you'll ever hear. Their faces are like putty. It's like watching a putty creature talk. It was amazing. It was the best experience of my life, 10 out of 10. So that's a recommendation to you. I didn't transcribe the promo. I stopped. I couldn't if I tried. I couldn't if I tried.
They're too funny. They're too funny.
I thought this was quite charming.
Extremely. They both look super cute in their little denim shorts and stuff.
They looked so cute. They just were really wonderful. And Renee looked the happiest she's ever looked. Like, I just kept thinking, I was like, God, I'd love to hang out in the women's locker room. I know they're having so much fun in there. I want to go hang out with them.
This look is like, Renee is like, God, finally, all those boys are gone. I can have fun with some fun people.
It really was so silly. I liked it a lot. Willow Nightingale. Okay, I hope I can do this. Okay, a lot of this happened on Collision. Willow Nightingale had an in-ring segment on Collision. It was like there was like a preceding part where like OC was being like, did y'all see Brawl in the Ballpark? Pretty fun. Anyway, some of us have titles, but some of us still want them. Willow, get out there. And Willow got out there. And she was kind of giving a promo basically about like the experience of getting injured and having to drop the TBS belt. And, but she wasn't just sitting at home. It was really hard watching like all the stuff happen without her, but she wasn't just sitting at home. Like she was like getting tough and strong so that she could come back and go to Wembley again. And then she came back and she knew this Casino Gauntlet was her chance. So now she has one more shot, one more chance at redemption. Redemption is the name of the pay-per-view. They said it, that's the name of the act. And that's kind of it. And then that's it. I think.
Do you guys think she's going to beat Tekla? I'm so scared she's gonna.
I really don't want that.
And it's like, I feel mean because it's like, of course I want Willow to have a big Wembley moment. It's nothing against Willow. I just really want to see Mercedes and Tekla fight.
To me, it will be cutting the legs off of like the one like really big, the one thing that's really been working for me in the women's division.
Yeah.
It's like, why would you do this right now? Like all three of them deserve like a bigger moment than this is making. That, like, you know what I mean? Like if it's like Mercedes is finally going to win the title, like she should be having a big run up now, and it doesn't really feel like she is. And if Willow is, like that should, it's just like,
I think
like either Willow or Mercedes getting the title should be like feel like a really big deal.
Yeah, I don't think that Willow is going to get the title off of. Not. You don't know. You said.
I said I hope not. I'm afraid. I'm really afraid, but I hope not.
Yeah, I don't know.
Tekla also just recently had, I think that was also on Collision, had like the funniest little burn against Mercedes. And I was like, please, for the love of God. Where she was just like, and you know what I do to CEOs. And I was like, yes, you do.
Yeah, she said, you've seen what I do to presidents. You don't want to know what I do to a CEO. It was after this because she had on the same episode. Oh, this was the thing that Willow kept doing that was so weird. I thought this was kind of a strange Willow promo. Like, I didn't think that it was her best work. And she kept repeating the line, like, these shoulders, like, which couldn't carry the weight of the world. She said it multiple times, and I was like, I don't know what's happening. Like, I was like, I think you got kidney disease a little bit. Like, this just doesn't sound normal.
Yeah. It wasn't a bad promo, but there just like wasn't a lot to it, and that phrase like was like just kind of weird. But
there was
she
something
was saying
about
she was saying it like it was her Maxwell Jacob Fraudman.
Yeah, okay, that's right. It's like maybe we over workshopped that one with ourselves. It's like sometimes maybe what could you say that would it be a little closer to a Maxob Jacob? What do you have in a Maxob Jacob? So then there's the Tekla promo that Leah was mentioning was on this episode where she was saying like, she basically was like, I don't trust anybody, but what are they're calling themselves the little violent girls or something. I don't know. Something.
Three little bitches. I don't know.
I really was like, wow, they're chopping our plate. But where she said, there was something else she said that I thought was good, but
she cracked me up. But she was like, the only thing worse than a dumb bitch is a happy bitch.
The only thing that's funnier than a dumb bitch is a happy bitch. Yeah. But she was, this is what she said that I thought was interesting. She was like, Willow, I think it's actually really smart, like, that you got hurt so you could skip the Owen and jump right to the front of the line. Like, it's what I would do too. And I was like, ooh, that's really good, actually. Mm-hmm. And of course, I remain on my bullshit where I'm like, Willow is about to turn heel, actually. So.
And it is the second time that Tekla's accused her of this.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. Noticing. Willow set up a trios match also for Dynamite. Actually, I don't think that's relevant because we'll get to the match. And then Divine Dominion are currently aligned with Mercedes Moné, and they're feuding with Sisters of Sin and Tekla. And that actually also was not an interesting promo. Love you, girls. Don't love you, Lena Cross. I won't learn your name. I learned it. Fine. So then Mercedes and Divine Dominion fought Willow, Maya World, and Hyen on Dynamite. This was the main event. This is the main event of Dynamite.
The main event. The match prior to the main event started at 9:51-ish. So that's 10 minutes before the show is supposed to be over. As the show was ending, should have been ending, 9:59, 10 o'clock. We finished that match and we go to men promoing.
We went to commercial and then to men promoing.
No, we went to men promoing, then to commercial, then we came back to more men promoing. So
crazy.
And then the main event didn't start until like 10 after.
We cannot be calling it a main event when what they mean is it's an overrun.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck you.
Because I do think that, like, obviously we've been forced to accept, like, the show is 90% of the time is going to have at least a 15-minute overrun, basically. You've bullied us into it, Tony. We've had to accept it. I do not think it is appropriate, especially when it's rare for women to get a main event. Mm-hmm. I don't think it's appropriate for that main event to start after the literal end of the show, because then people turn
it off because they think it's over when it goes to commercial, and when the match before the main event ends at the time the show should end. Right.
Like, if the match is happening as the show is ending and people can see, like, oh, we're going to stick with it in picture, like, then if you're watching the show, it makes sense. If the match hasn't even started, people are going to disappear.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it seems like this only happens with the women. Like, I'm sure it's happened maybe once in a while with the men, but, like, the vast majority of the time when they start the main event after the show should have ended, it's, like, the women's match. It's just like,
I definitely don't have the data, and I don't have the working memory to say that for sure, but I definitely notice it.
This is not the first time I've been
I notice it.
With this.
Yeah, so that sucks. I don't think, and it was a fun match, but we were pretty mad. And oh, yeah, they did very good contrasting gear. I thought they did a good job with that. Mercedes and Divine Dominion won. And then Willow is going to fight Tekla at Redemption, as we were just discussing. So, I don't know. We'll see what happens with all of that. Let's do our quick topics, shall we?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Hangman came back for a promo on Collision. What did you guys think?
Delighted to see him. I don't know if I care for his hair right now, but
it's not
his
best hair. Not his best hair.
No, it was fun to see him. It was crazy. They didn't really advertise it, and then they didn't talk about it on Dynamite after. But I did think watching it, I was like, I don't think this is Hangman's like most banger promo, but like the reason he's good at storytelling is that he comes out there and immediately is like, who am I without the world title? It's like, yes, thank you.
It's funny for you to be like, I mean, it's like, right. Like, Hangman has had such good promos that, it wasn't his most banger promo, but it was like, I listened to it and it's like, oh, that's right. Hangman is the only person in wrestling who ever got a good grade on an essay. Yeah. Like, it's the only person in wrestling who's like, yeah, I just like think about like what would be an interesting way to approach this. And then I kind of do that, and I kind of want to touch on some big questions, and then at the end you want to kind of widen the scope a little, so you leave with more new thoughts. So that's kind of how I structure it, and it's kind of like, it's really a normal way to structure something. It works really good.
Right, it's like everything you said made sense, and it kind of was like in character, and you clearly had thought about your character, and you thought about like your character's emotional journey at this moment, instead of just being like, it's the one we all look up to.
And it's like, we're not even saying that. It's like, wow, this really blew me out of the water. It was like, no, this was good. This was a good character. This was a good promo for your character to give. It was just like really threw into sharp relief how many people are coming out in wrestling and like they haven't thought about some of the things you've thought about. It's just like, this is the thing that I want to communicate. What would be an interesting way to communicate that? Yeah, I'm going to talk about my garden.
I think my character wants to win the belt, so I'll probably just talk about how I really want to win the belt, and that'll kind of be my promo. Like, yeah, all right.
And it's just like funny, it's just like funny to be like, it's like, again, like I'm not even being like, he's so amazing that he did that garden thing, but it's just like, no, it was really effective. It was effective because you're interested in it, and then you're like, well, how's he going to do this? Oh, it's going to be the seed thing. Oh, you're planting the seeds. Like, but it's like I've learned something about you as a character and as a man. Like, and now we move on to the belt stuff. It's just. It's just better. It's better than what other people are doing. I'll say that. So can't wait for him to come back for real. Little Jungle Boy continues to get little kind of a push because he re-signed, but just kind of with comedy promos this far, which I love.
Just like a confusing promo where he comes out and he just kind of talks to you for a while about how he really likes it here. And you're like, Cool.
He shoved a knife into something, and Luchasaurus is holding the boom mic or whatever. It's just like, I love it.
Again, it was like, now, are they like making Luchasaurus have a double contract where he's also a sound guy? Like, what are we doing here?
I don't know. He's got probably a triple contract. It's like he's a wrestler, he's a sound guy, and he's, I think, is Jack Perry's like personal security. Like he's there to make sure nothing goes wrong for him, you know?
Yeah.
So that's fun. I enjoyed that. We get this Jericho promo on Dynamite.
Insane.
Where
That's
he
so
is it's like a kind of a blank, like
This is
lit.
A showman. Like,
Oh yeah, absolutely. The greatest showman.
greatest showman. He's in profile.
He's in
There's
profile.
like, it's black behind him, but with like one light just behind his head. So
yeah.
it's kind of like haloed around his head.
Chest. And he's cutting this promo with that. I don't even remember what he was saying. Like basically he was like, so good to fight you, Tommaso. Like it really made me feel alive. And I just want to keep feeling that living feeling. And like, what if we fought again at Redemption? Like, but like you won't be fighting me, you'll be fighting. And then he like turns to the camera, and it was full Lucille Bluth for me. I did not see it coming at all. It was the Painmaker makeup, and I did go.
The Painmaker is truly his funniest gimmick because
It's so funny.
the face paint's so stupid.
so
and
funny.
he's got
So
those little
stupid.
spikes on his jacket.
The Painmaker is like the wrestling gimmick that I still understand the least after all these years. Like, I'm just like, I don't understand how you could ever have conceived of this. And you can't have conceived of it as something scary. It's like only funny, right? It's like definitely only funny. And I'm not totally clear on whether that's true.
I don't
love
think
the
so, because I
Painmaker.
feel like the audience always responds like Lucille Bluth. You know what I mean? Like it's like a full, like everybody's like, not the Painmaker, yeah! And you're like, oh my God.
I fucking love it. I love it. And then I think
It just occurred to me, did the last time the Painmaker came back, was there like a rumor that he like has to keep his trademark? He has to like
that's right.
use it every
he
once
has
in a
to
while.
bring it back every so often. That's right.
Oh my
that
God.
fucking genius.
Hasn't been 5
Copyright
years already.
king. Oh my God.
I love it. Oh my God.
I fucking love it. It was so funny. It makes no sense. And then I think it cut to a Tommaso promo where I think like he was just kind of like Me Too alive as well. When I touch your body, Chris, I can't wait for our old man bodies to meet again at Redemption. I just
We'll
love
find out who the top guy at this promotion is one of these days.
They're just locked in. It's like they're locked in battle, and they like they've spiraled into the stars, you know, and they're like, we're fighting for to be the top guy, and everyone's like, you're not here anymore, you're in the sky. You're in the sky, you're legends in the sky forever now. The old men wrestling, you know,
Classic constellation.
constellation. Finally, you guys are gonna have to fill me in on this because I have not seen anything.
Well,
Yeah.
by the time this airs, the listeners
know or
will
not.
know because it's
okay.
happening Saturday night. So either we're Bobo the Clown or
I bet we
exciting
are.
things are happening. But
Yeah.
so there's a Beyond Wrestling show on Saturday in Worcester that Orange Cassidy is the only person named for, and he keeps tweeting shh. And I think other people started also, like people who are suspected that also are going to wrestle at that show are also tweeting shh. And then Dustin tweeted shh.
Our baby. Yeah.
And when
within like minutes of OCE tweeting it, like they were together. Yeah. So it's like, is Dustin Chuck Taylor gonna wrestle at
Dustin.
Beyond? That would be amazing.
I want him wrestle.
I want him wrestling.
wrestle.
I need to see it.
Dustin, update your medical Patreon. You haven't updated it. Let me check ever. I've never seen an update to your medical Patreon.
He's like, I didn't even create that, Mom. You created that for me.
I was hoping you would use it.
I told you I wouldn't use it. You created it anyway.
I just think if it's there, you know.
Just pick it up, see how it feels. Type a little update. Say what your X-rays look like.
You don't even have to type it. Just a video of your ankle. Just a video of your ankle, and then just show the range of motion. You know?
Meanwhile, Greg's giving us his password to my chart.
He's making us a proxy. Yeah.
Greg is like coming into the kitchen. He's just like, Moms, I wish that you cared more about my medical health because I'm trying to share a lot of information and you never want to hear it. You never even want to hear it. And we're like, Greg, get off the juice and go get your brother. We want to talk to him.
Greg, of course we want to hear it. We're always telling your brother he should be more like you, but, you know, we don't have anything to ask for from you. We've seen your MRIs.
Greg, trust us. We've looked at it, okay? And we're happy to see you're healing good, okay? Okay. Well, so I think those are all okay. Well, I hope we're not Boba the Clown. I hope that Dustin wrestles. I hope he looks really cute. I hope he dresses so cute, and I can't wait to find out. I hope at least we see him, even if he don't wrestle. Maybe he just show up, give us a big smile.
I hope he at least shows up.
Show up and smile. Give
he
big
could show
smile.
up and take off his shirt.
Yeah, just pop it off.
Yeah. You know what I want to say about our son, Orange Cassidy?
What?
Is that when at Brawl in the Ballpark, I didn't think that he was going to open, but it turned out that Shelty and the boys were the final, the main event or whatever. So he did open with Yuta, and a lot of people stayed to watch Orange Cassidy and then left when OC was done.
I mean, honestly, like if I'm booking a show where I know a lot of people are just at the ballpark, it's like, of course you put OC first to like hold them.
Yeah.
He's everybody's entrance into wrestling if they're you know.
And I mean, obviously, I'm not saying like people were like, I'm done with it, but it's like clearly people were like, oh, that's interesting. And then we're like, I was supposed to be leaving, so I gotta go. I'm supposed to get out of here.
I hung around for 10 minutes, but I was kind of already standing up. So
yeah. Anyway, he gets him in there. So okay, so I hope that all goes good. Anything you want to talk about that you didn't get a chance to talk about?
I don't think so.
As like I'm kind of sitting in darkness here, don't have a lamp set up yet. So kind of a spooky vibe on
Just
the pod.
as the pod progresses.
Yes. On that note, I've been Allie.
I've been Ann.
And I've been Leah.
This is Tunnel Talk. Our theme is by Chris Corkin. You can find us on Twitter, Tumblr, Twitch, and Blue Sky at Tunnel Talk Pod, via email, tunneltalkpod@gmail.com. You can find us on our feed, on the Social Suplex Network feed, where you can check out all the other great podcasts on the network, and you can find us on the Social Suplex Network Discord. Please rate, review, and subscribe to us wherever you get your podcasts. Stay frosty, and as always, please come back next week.
Most people don't realize how much their personal information is being bought and sold every day. Data brokers are making billions, pulling details about you from public records and the internet, and then packaging and selling it, usually without your consent. That's how your information lands in the hands of scammers, spammers, even stalkers. It's why you get endless robocalls and why ads seem to follow you everywhere. That's where Aura comes in. Aura actively removes your data from broker sites and keeps it off. They also instantly alert you if your information shows up in a breach or on the dark web. But Aura goes beyond data protection. With one app, you get a VPN, antivirus, password manager, spam call protection, dark web monitoring, and even up to $5 million in identity theft insurance. All backed by 24/7 US-based fraud support. Other companies might sell just credit monitoring or just a VPN. Aura gives you all of it, together, at the same price competitors charge for just one service. Start your free trial today at aura.com/remove. Protect yourself now at aura.com/remove.